How's it, everybody? Nice last minute tips video here for English home language paper 2. Let's get straight into it. So poetry, you have 12 prescribed poems. 4 are going to be examined in tomorrow's paper and you just pick 2. So in other words, you've got to learn 12 and you just pick any 2. That's a crazy, it's a 1 out of 6 ratio, which is really not in your favor, to be honest with you. Yeah, terrible way to start off the video with some maths. But yeah, if you're wondering which poems are going to appear in tomorrow's paper, please check out my poetry prediction video. I really think that I will be correct just with the analysis that we've done. So yeah, just check out the poetry video. It's probably going to be posted just before this one. Sorry, I'm posting it so late. And yeah, so that's poetry. I've got 36 videos out, a proper analysis of the poem. We've got the short summaries as well, and we've got the Q&A. So just check it out on the channel. Unseen poetry, I think the 5th most recent video that I've posted is with Unseen. Just have a solid, robust understanding of poetic techniques. If you're battling with that kind of understanding, have a look at that video that I posted probably an hour or 2 hours ago. How to simply decode an unseen poem. Okay, it's very important. With a discussion here of the novel. Okay, so you can just kind of speed up the video or just fast forward. But for my Dorian grade kids, okay, for you guys doing the essay or the contextual, just have a solid understanding of the concept of hedonism above all else. That's super important. Understand where it hails from, that typical Victorian era in London. Who exactly is Dorian? How did he get there? And why is he so impressionable? Largely due to the fact that he's young. We've got Basil, who looks out for him a little bit too much, if you know what I mean. And we've got Lord Henry Wotton, our antagonist, a man just so bought in to the idea of hedonism and pleasure above all else. Okay, for the contextual questions, again, just know absolutely every little thing about the chapters happening in the book and which occur in the book. And for the essay question, themes, genres are key, and main characters. Okay. Life of Pi, kids. Life of Pi, there are 100 chapters. It's rather ridiculous. I made a bunch of Life of Pi content. Look, it's probably a bit late for you to watch all 100 chapters on the channel. There's a 25-minute summary that's pretty good. There's also a 6-minute one where I'm just kind of freestyling everything. But yeah, for the contextuals, again, robust understanding of the book. Know what's what, know who's who, part 1 versus part 2 versus part 3, know what's what. Part 1, we're in India, we're in Pondi. Part 2, we're aboard the Tsum Tsum for a little bit, and then we're on the orange lifeboat. And part 3, we wash up in Mexico, make our way to Canada eventually, right? For the essay question, again, themes are absolutely important. Survival, science, religion, spirituality, all of that plays a huge factor in Life of Pi. Okay. Let me get to Hamlet. Hamlet, essay question, contextual questions. Look, could there be someone who leaves little timestamps oh, okay, if you're doing Life of Pi, go to this portion of the video. If you're doing Crucible, go here. That would be really cool. But, who has the time, right? You guys are all probably stressed about tomorrow's paper or today's paper if you're doing last minute prep. Or maybe you're here in 2026. Thanks for clicking. So, again, Hamlet, just know pretty much everyone dies except Horatio, and Fortinbras just kind of pulls through. Know how everybody dies, most importantly. Okay, if you're hearing a small banging on the table, sorry, I just put my hand down very hard. Serious now about Hamlet. Know how everyone dies, know why they die, know who kills who, have an understanding of how Hamlet feigns madness, the idea of the whole antic disposition, have a solid understanding of the mousetrap, and all the main characters, just Hamlet versus Claudius, Hamlet versus Gertrude, Hamlet versus Polonius, because Hamlet is just, he is our protagonist. He's just involved in all of this. What he does to Ophelia as well, how Laertes tries to avenge his father, Fortinbras avenging his father, Hamlet avenging his father, and just this idea of Hamlet seeing women as weak individuals. To some degree, he is a misogynist, seeing his mother, wedding Claudius weeks after, days almost after, Claudius murders Hamlet's father, King Hamlet. And Ophelia as well. Ophelia, she's so in love, almost infatuated. Hamlet becomes her life, and when Hamlet rejects her, she takes her life. Have a good understanding of it. If you're doing the essay, again, your typical themes, explain to what extent Hamlet is a tragic hero. Okay, mortality is a major one, that whole idea of memento mori. Okay, having an understanding of Yorick and the skull. So key themes there. So if you are doing Othello, probably, oh goodness gracious, that is very dark, sorry. Probably a couple of you are wondering, how does Goon School teach all of this stuff? I studied it, hey. I studied everything in a lot of depth. I did Life of Pi and Hamlet when I was in matric, way back when in 2019. But I wanted to teach. I wanted to teach English and Afrikaans at an extremely high level. So I studied all the other set works in immense depth. So, this is where it's coming from. I don't have a script or anything. It's just proper freestyle, most important stuff. And this is my little wealth of knowledge after 6 years of teaching the same stuff over and over and over and over again. So, in terms of Othello, right? Again, if you want to do the contextual question, you must have a perfect understanding of all the acts, of all the scenes. It's how Othello is simply manipulated by Iago, how Iago is simply passed up for a position. He is not promoted to lieutenant, Cassio is, and Iago, right then and there at the start of the book, he vows to take an exact, revenge on Othello, as crazy as that sounds. It's not like Othello did really, anything bad to him, really. Othello just felt like Cassio was more suited, and he utilizes Rodrigo's love for Desdemona and preys on Cassio, gets Cassio drunk. Rodrigo and Cassio fight. Cassio gets demoted because of this drunken brawl that happens. And then he says, hey, Cassio, if you want your job back, go speak to Desdemona. And then he tells Othello, hey, Cassio's speaking to Desdemona. And then this whole thing with the handkerchief, a gift from Othello to Desdemona, and then it winds up with Cassio, and then it's a whole thing. Know what's what, who's who in the zoo. And your typical themes, manipulation, ego, betrayal, loyalty, all of that. Othello being this Moor hailing from Northern Africa, and then Desdemona, a Venetian woman, all the racial undertones and prejudice that come with it, especially from Brabantio. Okay, so quite a bit that you have to know there in Othello. The Crucible, all about the Salem witch trials in 1692, and this serves as an allegory for McCarthyism. Having a brief understanding of the Cold War now, capitalism versus communism would help you greatly. And just about how the plot begins when a group of girls in this very Puritan town of Salem accuse their neighbors of witchcraft, and that leads to mass hysteria and paranoia, false accusations, and all these unjust trials. And the play, it focuses specifically here on John Proctor, who's a farmer, and he's accused of witchcraft after having an affair with Abigail Williams, one of the girls, and his struggle with honor and integrity as the whole town descends into chaos. So knowing what's happening in the book, when it happens, how it happens, and an understanding of the main themes. The play explores these various themes of intolerance, mass hysteria, as I previously mentioned, paranoia, and this overall danger of blind conformity, if I could put it like that. And it also examines these little personal conflicts, intrapersonal conflicts happening, within people. Okay, just some allo stuff there. Religious extremism to an extent, and overall fear that can ultimately lead to the destruction of a community, and the manipulation of justice in a court of law. So yeah, just some last minute tips there, just some last minute guidance on the novel and everything that comes with it. Look, regarding the poem, you got to check out that poetry video, right? We decode which poems are most likely going to appear, the ones you should not study, don't even look at, and the ones that are 50-50, unseen poem, how to decode it. So yeah, guys, look, most are going to battle to finish this paper. Write your heart out. Okay, during reading time, kind of figure out your strategy. Try to go in with something that is premeditated. When I was in matric, I just wanted to start with the poetry, unseen poem. I would go from top to bottom. Some of my students, they prefer to start with the lit essay, get it out the way, then go contextuals and end with poetry. It really just depends. Start with whatever you're strong at. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, all the best for your paper. Okay, love you, bye.